Excellent. Hello, Taryn. Good to see you again. Uh,
Hello, great to see you.
and my husband taking a nap over here. So first of all, I can say that a decade ago when I knew Taryn and met her in Indianapolis, she was an outlier then. So I'm surprised to hear that you're just figuring that out now, because it was very, very clear over a decade ago. And so the question, this is kind of an esoteric question, but how do we make resilience mainstream again? There was a time, there's been times in history when life was just really, really tough. And so
Mhm.
people embraced being tough because they had no choice, right? I mean, you were surviving and you had to be tough, and there was honor in that. And um, I wonder how do we get back to a point of that being more mainstream and something that we embrace, and that when we do go through something hard, yeah, it sucks in the moment, but like I said, we can look back and feel good and go, okay, I survived that, so I can survive the next thing. As opposed to, I'm watching people where they go through something tough and they, instead of it making them stronger, some people seem to get more entrenched in their victim mentality. And so I don't know that there's an easy answer to this, but I just wonder, I mean, is there a way for us as a society to start moving back into embracing resiliency as a mindset and as a society, and something that we honor and we cherish and we celebrate and we're vocal about, as opposed to kind of don't hurt my feelings, because life is hard. I don't know that it's going to get easier.
Yeah, it's such a great question, Jamie, and I think you can see here in the chat a lot of celebration for you and for asking this question. So I think it's very far from esoteric, and I think it's incredibly mainstream and so thoughtful. I love that you're asking it. I think the first place to start, I have a couple of thoughts on this. One is, going back to this idea of the mindset or us collectively as a community of humans, across the US, across the globe, recognizing that challenge, change, and complexity, or the three C's, that these are part of the fabric of what it means to be human. And when we accept that, the three C's are not an exception, but in fact the rule of what, part of what we're going to experience here in this life, then we start seeing these moments as, not so much, I can't believe this is happening to me, or this shouldn't be happening to me, but okay, so I didn't sign up for this in particular, but I did sign up to be a human. And this is part of what it is going to mean to live in this life, and, with the advent of technology and, modern medicine and electricity, you mentioned sort of the days of the past, Jamie, our lives have gotten much more comfortable. Our lives have gotten, much easier. There's probably no better time to have been alive on this planet, than right now, with regard to all of the advancements and comforts that we have. And so in many ways, I think we've gotten to a place where we thought we could engineer these things out of our lives. And so that acceptance of, we can't engineer them out. It's not our fault when it happens. We don't have to feel ashamed. And, this is part of, not just, you know, business or life, unusual. This is business, challenge, change, and complexity are business and life as usual, And I think the second thing is, there's been, I'll call it like sort of a resilience backlash, right? Like some of you may have seen this, where people have said, oh, I can't wait until I never have to be resilient again. I don't want to be called resilient. I don't want to have to demonstrate resilience. And it's like, well, okay, I see where you're coming from. Yet, resilience is not the disease. Resilience is actually the cure. We don't, go to the doctor and ask for a prescription and say, oh, this antibiotic again, I can't wait till we never have to have antibiotics again, right? We say, oh, like this is a cure for what ails us. So, I think we also get to see challenge, change, and complexity as the things that can feel exhausting, incredibly disorienting, difficult, hurtful, and yet, kind of to make resilience mainstream is also to recognize, that resilience, isn't, the thing that ails us, it is in fact, these practices are part of the cure.
Absolutely. We just need to get your voice out there to the rest of the world. Maybe that'll be what'll do it.
100%.
Thank you. Thank you.